Hello, Wi-Fi enthusiasts. This is Mike Kazemian from Advanced Network Devices. Today we will be discussing Ekahau version 9, which is the latest version of Ekahau release. In this software, there has been significant improvement in the planning module or the design module, whereby users are having more options in order to be able to get the best configuration for the design of their Wi-Fi network. One of the main features that has been added to the software is the capacity requirements with the new area tool, which is right here. Once you set up the area, you can define exactly what applications you will be running, and you can have multiple areas within the same floor plan. Also, the software in auto planning module, it will avoid overpopulating the hallways with the Wi-Fi, which is a bad practice with the access points for Wi-Fi usage, very bad practice. It will also recognize most of the time the elevator shaft as well as the staircases, so it will not place any APs, so you don't have to define exclusion areas within those areas. Also, the new channel planner has vastly improved from the performance and speed perspective, and there's more options for the channel planning. There's also new improvement in capacity visualization for both new and rework capacity, and there has been more that we can see with the new software. Area specific requirements, we can have different areas as we mentioned before for the coverage requirements for clients and for visualization. So let's have an overview of exactly what we can do with the new version. First of all, the area requirements has been completely changed. Now, once you select, there's the area tool and there's the exclusion area tool. So we can select an area by selecting the tool and defining that area. And for example, here we can say we have 200 devices. Now, once we open up this for 200 devices, usually most of the people have cell phones with them as well as laptops, so the software intelligently will equate the number of the devices that are within this area tool. You can add, move, change the requirements or the number of the users here for the devices that we have. We can also define what type of applications they will be running. For example, you can have different SLA levels. Let's say you can have file sharing, which requires 10 megabits per second. You can have also very high SLA, which is the same. Web email 2 megabits per second, and so forth. So you can define exactly what each type of application will be doing and how much load will be putting onto the network. We can also change the name of the area as well, and we can make notes to it. So we can add devices here as well. Now, within the same area, we can define another area with the area tool, and we can here define a different requirement. And this is area 2. Now for area 2, we can, for example, have a different requirement, high-speed connectivity or video on demand or whatever you require, for example, Skype. And here we can add, let's say, 100 devices. So this will be added to the existing devices. If we go to advanced, we would be able to see exactly that has been equally again made the number of devices between PCs as well as the smartphones. We can change that. For example, we can reduce that, we can add devices, and we can change this to instead of a generic laptop, we can say a tablet or a voice over IP phone, since we want to run Skype, and we can change the quantity here. Now, once we select a specific access point, For example, Cisco here I've selected. You can see the software automatically will adjust the transmission power for the 2.4 as well as the 15 milliwatts, and also it will set specific settings to reduce the traffic packets that might be generated within this network. For example, I can say here I will have 6 SSIDs per radio for the 5 and 2.4, and we can create a plan based on this, and we'll see what will be the outcome. By the way, here you can see we can do channel bonding as well. We can define the antenna height. We can select the channels. That's another feature. We can be very specific of what channels we want to use for this network. Also, we can define the minimum data rate that is required here. So I can change and adjust the data rate as well. So all of these can be adjusted. So once we create the plan, the software will automatically, as you can see, selects the best possible combination. Now, a couple of interesting things that has happened in the new version. You can see that there's absolutely no access point in the hallway. So the software intelligently recognizes where the hallways are. Also, the software intelligently recognizes where the staircases are, and it will avoid putting it there. Also, you can see that we have some access points that automatically the 2.4 radio have been turned off, and that's why the software thinks that maybe there will be channel overlap or co-channel interference, and that will cause us all sorts of issues within the Wi-Fi network. So you can see things have improved significantly with the way that the software is doing channel planning, as well as laying the placement of the access points. Now, another nice feature is what we call the airtime. This is a brand new heat map which gives you a total overview of exactly what is going on. It will break down what are the basically usage of the traffic overhead and whatnot, so you can see how much of the airtime is being utilized and for what. So once we select airtime utilization, we can individually look at the 2.4 and the 5 band, or we can look at them together. So let's take a look at it individually and then we look at it together. So if I look at the 2.4 band airtime and I hover my mouse on a specific area, you can see that there is a lot of information that is available at your disposal. So it says in that specific area, we have the access point, that is access point number 2, the closest one to that area, has airtime of 8%. Other access points are contributing 24% airtime. So there will be a 32% airtime, and 68% is free. And you can see also the airtime used by different clients as well. And if you look at the bottom portion of this window, you will see that the data is 25%, the management traffic is about 5%, and then the control traffic is about 3%. So we can see all of these things in a very nice, presentable way. Now, if I go back to my basically auto planner and I change this to 2 SSIDs per radio, and we can create the same, you will see most likely improvement in the way that the data is represented. You can see that this area went green already and it has improved. So if I go to the same area that I was before, which is right here, and if I hover, you can see the control and management frames have been reduced significantly, and also your total free airtime because of the 2 SSIDs have improved by about 11%, from 77 to 89. So that's a significant improvement in the free airtime. So there's a lot of what if games you can play with the software with the airtime, which is quite a new feature and very unique to Ekahau. We can also see the overall, so it's combination, and once we hover our mouse, we can see for the 2.4 airtime utilization, how much is free, what is the limit, as well as the 5 gigahertz band, what is going on. The other feature that has been added is the coverage requirements, which has a new look to it. Basically, same as before, all the various requirements that you might have within your Wi-Fi network has been added. You can see, for example, we have Skype as well, or WIPs or WIDSs, and whatever requirements you may have. Also, we have added the device profiles. So now here you can define your own device. Let's say, for example, if you have a handheld device, terminal, you can define the standard that it uses. For example, 2.4, we can say whether it has channel bonding or not. We can define the number of MIMOs that the device is supporting, and this will be added. So we can add this now. You can see now the handheld terminal has been added to the list of the devices. Also, we have the usage profiles. The usage profiles is another nice feature of the software. So we can here define different service level agreement profiles. If you want, you can add, and once you add, you can say what is that SLA, and you can add multiple. For example, you can say video conferencing, you add another application, and let's say, for example, you say file sharing, and so it will be added. You can see now it adds the usage requirements for all of these individual applications under a new name, and you can call it whatever you wish. So this is a brand new usage profiles function that is added to the Ekahau Wi-Fi site service solution. And the network configuration also is very nice because it will allow you to define minimum data rates for each band. Also, you can define band steering. Now, band steering is a technology that basically detects whether or not wireless clients have a dual band capable, and if they are dual band capable, you can push the client to connect to less congested 5 gigahertz network. And it does this by actively blocking the client's attempts to associate with the 2.4 gigahertz network. So band steering is available on the new version. Also, you can define the number of SSIDs, which significantly changes the amount of the traffic overhead you have within your packets that you're transmitting between sender and receiver. So you can define those, and you can see the cause and effect, and then the maximum associated clients per radio can be also defined here. The next thing that we have within this network capacity configuration window is RTS CTS, and basically that is for avoiding any collisions that are being or reducing the amount of collisions that are for the Wi-Fi, and you can turn this on and off or enable it if you wish to have that, or this is a feature that you have already within your access points. Basically, this covers what the new version of Ekahau Wi-Fi site survey entails. I do thank you for watching this video, and look forward to have you in the upcoming videos.